family. I'm at my desk. I love my new desk. I love it, I love it, I love it. And I've got you guys set up on that tripod so I don't have to deal with making all that noise that drives everybody crazy. Right? Now, if I want to show you something, I got to figure that out, right? Because if I want to show you an animal, or if I want to show you something on the computer, I don't know, let's see. I could lift my computer up and I could show you like that, right? Let's lift up my top too, shall we? No free peeks. Okay, so the items that we're gonna choose from today, oh, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna have to bring those over here too. So who do we wanna choose from today? Something needs to be cleared up. There's a miscommunication happening, misunderstanding, and somebody's having a difficult time speaking. So I'm getting from Spirit, if you can just get yourself to the place where you can speak what you need to say, and you'll be able to clear something up, and you'll be able to move forward, and tension will be gone. Look at my hair. What if I cut my hair like that? My daughter told me to cut my hair. Wow. Like a long bob like that. Could you imagine? Like that. I would cry. Look how much hair I would lose. Ah! I don't know though, hey? Changes. That's what happens with eclipse energy. Major changes. All right, so I have the feathered omens in front of us. So I guess I'm working with that deck. Let's work with the Selenite wand. Selenite is a crystal that cleanses all other crystals, and it's self-charging, self-cleansing itself. So it's extremely powerful. It's like an empath. It's like a spiritual person who is able to charge themselves and cleanse themselves, and yet is able to help charge others, like us, right? But it's very important that we heal ourselves, get ourselves in nature, practice self-love, which is spoken about with this Aventurine pendulum. So Aventurine is another message. Yes, I'm going to look it up right now. Why? Why is Aventurine something that's coming into play? I've got a dream rolling around in my head. I've been talking about it, and I've wanted to do it for years, and I'm getting really excited about it. Like it's manifesting somehow, and I'm excited. So I'm not going to go too deep into the Aventurines, but it's a positive. Anything that's green is a love stone. It's a healing stone. It's a stone for abundance and prosperity, right? And if you carry it with you, you hold that energy with you. So if you're having money issues, it's a great thing to have at your desk, right? To bring money in. And I've got it wrapped around my Selenite tower, so it's constantly being charged and cleared. So we'll pick those two. Those are two items. It helps you recognize your psychic gifts. It is helpful in dream work. I had incredible dreams last night. Oh wow. Dreams were connected dreams. They were showing me mirrors of events from my parents' life to someone I love's life to my own life. And it's Mercury retrograde, so all of these things are coming back, and it's all about healing, which is the color of the stone, green, right? It was incredible. It helps you let go of bad, improper thinking and selfish habits, because it's a love stone, right? It's a healer stone, for sure. It is, it helps remove blockages from your third eye. So if you are being confused by others, if you are being misled by others, this will help remove that. One other thing that you guys, I constantly need to remind you guys about is your alkaline water. Very important to make sure that your water is alkaline, because fluoride clogs your third eye. So I'm not going to go super deep into it. Like I might look at one more thing and see if there's anything else that would be known. It's a stone of opportunity for wealth, prosperity, helps creativity, motivation, zest for life. It amplifies creativity and openness in relationships. So great crystal to have, Aventurine. I don't have any bracelets on today except for this one. My mom's bracelet broke, and those other two fell off. I have all these old ties that were binding me have broken away, so that's a good thing. What else? I don't want to be repetitive with the items that we choose from. I'm going to pick a piece of my desk. This is on both sides of my desk. I'll tell you about creativity. When my landlord came in, I mean, it looks like it's a part of the desk. It's beautiful. They're both on both sides, right? But they're actually bookends. I like to repurpose things. I like to turn things into other items. It's carved, beautiful oak. It's gorgeous. It came from, let's see, where did you come from? I have a feeling where it came from. Let me get my trusty magnifying glass, which is right here because everything is. It's in such tiny printing. Oh my gosh. Okay, you're gonna laugh, Lisa, because it's from the plant store. This has to do with what we were talking about, my dream. And it was originally $24.99, and I got it for $3.99. So I got two of them, and they sit on either side of my desk. They look very majestic. I love them. Let's look at the designs on them. So there's a daisy flower right in the center. Can you see it? Daisy flower, which is, and I think of She Loves Me, She Loves Me Not. I know that they did that with dandelion. They did it with daisies, didn't they? So there's this daisy flower in the center, and then around the outside of the daisy flower is another flower, which to me looks like the fleur-de-lis. It looks like the iris. So we know that the daisy represents happiness and joy and positivity and innocence and childlike wonder. But the iris keeps coming up to me. It's been coming up for the last several days. So this is meant to be looked at. So I used to grow irises. It has something to do with where I live. Here, let's put this back up a little bit. Sorry. Did I get you made farther away? I did. I gotta get this thing organized a little better. Oh gosh, my boobs are hanging right in your face. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can I do? They're there, you know? It's like my best friend's dad. He said, he used to make comments to my dad about me. Hold on. He took my dad, they were both elders in the Christian congregation, right? And he took my dad into the back one time, and my best friend, Jody, she was super tall and slim, and I'm short and curvy, and she was flat as a board, and I had these boobs since I was like 12, right, or 11. And my dad said to her dad, "You're gonna have to do something." He says, "You really should do something about Sherry." God. Stay there. And my dad says, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "About her boobs." And my dad said, "What do you want me to do? Cut them off? She's got them." Deal with it. And it was funny because all of his daughters were very beautiful girls. Tall, slim, gorgeous girls. And for graduation, every one of them bought boobs. Their dad bought them boobs. Isn't that funny? So we got them. We all got them. They're baby feeders. And they're men pleasers. Yes, I know, but I'm not trying to be a sleaze. All right, so the iris. Spiritual meaning. There's a lot of meanings here, but I don't really care about symbolic meaning. There we go. Okay, well, first of all, the ones that I'm looking at are purple. I don't know why this is hanging down so low. I wish it was up a little higher. I'm sorry, this is bugging me. There, that might be a little better. A little better? So it's purple. So purple is about spirituality. Now I'm all whited out. And connected to spirit. So it's about spiritual communication, connection to the divine, right? It represents the Trinity because when you look at it, it's got the three major petals that come out, right? So to me, when I think of Trinity, I think of self, higher self, and spirit. It's a goddess symbol. It represents the goddess. The goddess energy is of love and healing and what's the word? Mothering, right? That mothering energy. So the iris, the goddess of sea and sky. I like that a lot. The blending of two elements, air and earth, colors blue and red. How beautiful. She's known as one of the goddesses who links the sea with the sky, connecting the spirit world to the physical world as a divine messenger. If iris speaks to you, it is saying that you are a messenger between the earth world and the spirit world. Well, I know that I am, right? That's why it's on my desk with the daisy flower, which is the symbol of the Aries people. How perfect is this? This is not a mistake that they came to me, right? Nothing is a mistake. What else? What else can we give you about the communication between the spirit? Well, so us, about it helps us communicate with the spirit world. So it would be good. It's like flower essences. Iris flower essence would be wonderful to help you with your communication and understanding with spirit, right? Understanding your own intuitive abilities, understanding what your messages truly mean, right? What else? The message of the iris is you are a divine link between heaven and earth, a guide connecting the living and the deceased, psychic abilities and intuition, messenger of the divine, trinity and connection, spiritual communication, openness to the spirit world. That's who I am. Absolutely. So these definitely should be on my desk. So there's a pair of them too, because my spiritual twin is the same as I am, right? One is him and one is me. So we've got those. We've got the Aventurine, we've got the Selenite Tower, and we've got the pair of Daisy, Iris, and it looks like a throne. Look at this. Doesn't it look like a throne? So it's like the Queen of Wands sits upon a throne, and I am the Queen of Wands, right? That's who I am. That's so funny. Hey, stop going so light. There you go. I love these. I just can't believe I mean, I still, every time I find bargains like this, like treasures like this, I get so excited. I'm so excited because $3.99. I don't care. I don't care if they were 50 cents and nobody cared about them. I loved them. I saw them. I thought they were perfect for my gorgeous desk. What else? I keep looking at my little puffin, but we've done the puffin recently. So let's do the Green Man of the Forest, because I'm in love with the forest too. So this was a piece that I picked up when I was on my quest up to Santa Cruz, and I was literally on Panther Beach up there. Panther is also a major totem for my twin and I. It's the Astral Traveler. Look up Panther totem. She's amazing, or he. And I was sitting on the edge of this cliff, and I did a reading up there in Shark Fin Cove and Panther Cove, and I wanted to take something with me, and I didn't have a lot. I didn't want to take a lot in my hands because I was hiking, and I reached down and I picked this up. And at first I picked it up because I thought it looked like toffee, and I love toffee, English toffee, Macintosh toffee from Canada. Freaking love it. It's always been my fave. So I picked it up and I'm like, it looked like a shark fin, right, when I first saw it. And then I brought it home and I saw that shark is no shark, that's your twin. He's wearing a cape so you can't see him. He's hooded, right? He's wearing a hood. Can you see him up close? Look at him. His nose, his mouth, his chin, there's the hood over top of him. Robin of the Hood. It's kind of like Batman too. If you look at him again, look at him closely. Can you see Batman? It's pretty clear. And then you can see the Grail Knight inside the triangle. See the dark shape inside? That's the Grail Knight wearing the helmet inside the triangle, which is what we just spoke about with the iris, right? Trinity. And my friend Lisa just gave me a thumbs up right when I saw that. That was pretty cool. Okay, so those are our items to choose from, you guys. And I think because I'm excited about this reading, I have my phone line on and I think to myself, why do I leave it on? Because if it rings when I'm doing this reading with you guys, it'll cut us off. And if somebody calls through with a chat, it'll really annoy me. So let me shut it down. And you understand now why when I say, I have a lot of people that write to me and ask me about dreams and ask me about all of these different things. And you have to understand that this is what I do for my work, right? And when I shut down my work line to do these readings, no money's coming in. So if you would like help with a private reading or dream analysis or long distance Reiki healing or any of my ceremonial sage wands or crystal creations or anything like that that you might find on my page that would be helpful for you, my website is www.theangelswhisper.com. My email address is sherrycolumbus@yahoo.com. I would be honored. Private readings are my favorite. I can do it on the phone or I can record them like this, whatever you prefer. And I do long distance Reiki. At this time, I'm not doing it. I'm not having anybody come into my private home to do that. So that's how it works. If you don't trust in or understand Reiki healing, you won't want that because you won't believe that it's real, but it's truthful. It's like just like you're at your house and you're feeling something's upsetting you, and all of a sudden your grandma calls or your sister calls or your mom calls you, and somebody says, hey, my grandma used to do it with me all the time. What's wrong? And I would say, how do you know that? Because we're connected. And I was in California, my grandma was in Canada. So, okay. Decks. Since I have all my decks here, and I said I wanted to work with different decks, Let's bring out the crystal deck. I showed you guys this yesterday. And I have spoken about the goddesses, so why don't we bring out the goddess deck too? Okay, so we'll start with the Selenite wand, the Selenite tower, and I guess we're starting with the goddesses, because that's what I opened up as I was saying that. So now remember, it's just like in tarot, if somebody is the Queen of Wands, or the Queen of Swords, or the Queen of Air, a man can be a queen too, and they don't have to be gay. They're just holding the properties of that goddess energy, that loving, nurturing energy. And it also, when you get this is speaking to the goddess, but this is also telling you that the goddess is speaking with you, right? Look at the cards. Aren't they pretty? Blue, communication. White, the spirit world. You can even see the clouds around there. The continuous circle, right? Never-ending connection, and it's stars. Make a wish upon a star. And right in the center is this beautiful dahlia with a ruby, oh, I just said ruby ring. There's a ruby ring that I keep lusting over up in Idlewild. I try it on every time I go there and I never get it. One day I think I'll get it. Ruby is love, passion. And this is pink and yellow, which is, you know, sacral chakra, determination, forward movement. Solar Plexus, yellow. Sorry, seat of creativity is sacral chakra. Solar Plexus, yellow. Self-worth, feelings of self-worth and love and knowing your own worth. And the gold that's holding on to that ruby passion, that ruby love, that ruby red. Gold is knowing your own self-worth. There's a lot just to be said in the cards themselves, right? Song right now, again, I can't write one song. It's not about you. I can't drink anything without thinking about you. Is it too late to say? Everything means nothing without you. No, it's not too late to say it. They want to hear it, right? Okay. I found a love perfect for me, Ed Sheeran. Gosh, I'd love to see him in concert. He's so freaking awesome. He just married the love of his life, Cherry. Correct for neutrality on all levels for those who chose the Selenite Tower. Because remember, the tower falling isn't necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it can be fabulous. Gaia. Okay, this is so perfect, perfect, perfect. This is Mother Nature. This is Gaia. Look how beautiful is that scene. She stands between two proud trees. She holds up her hands and she says, come to me, come to me, come to me and receive this healing. Look at the serpent coming from her. The serpent represents healing, regeneration, connectivity. All roads lead home. Oh God, I got very emotional. Oh wow. All roads lead home to the forest. Wow. And look at how you're being totally wrapped in Mother Earth, in the earth itself, how that big family tree, that soul family tree is wrapping its arms around you, completely safe and protected. And look at her calling you home. Speak your truth, I'm here. Come to me, Gaia. We need to take care of this planet. It's so important that we cherish and honor and respect this planet. Everything happens and everything exists and everything is because of this planet, right? This is actually a goddess. Her name means the earth. She is the earth mother. That's what goddess energy is, the earth mother. She is also the mother between the earth and the land, isn't that? I mean, the earth and the sky. So she is also like the iris. And look at the color, the blue irises with the violet irises and the purple irises. It's all together. These are the colors that I had, that I grew when I was in Canada. This is my homeland. This is my forest. Right in the womb of that, there she comes to sit. So this is talking about turning into yourself. Look to yourself and leave behind all the noise of the world. That's why anytime you need to find your center, anytime you need to connect and get real and hear spirit and hear your own true self, you need to go out into nature. She says that great changes are ahead for you. You're about to completely take a whole new outlook on the world. An exciting new outlook. You're going to learn how to allow your own true spirit to rule you and to guide you safely and to pull you in so that you really feel connected. Lisa, my friend Lisa, sent me I wonder how can I show you. She sent me this pen this morning, and I said, it's a, everyone knows I love cats, right? And let me pull it up. It's a wood pen. It's a maple. I grew up with maples. My favorite are birch maples. Do you know that there's all kinds of different birch trees, and maple is just the leaf? So let me show you the pen that she sent. It's quite cool. How can I gotta bring this that big. Because the message was, there's a cat sitting on top of it, and the pen is made out of this burled maple. It's beautiful. I have a pen that has this really weighty feel, and when you roll, you know how roller pens, it has this real smooth, velvety, it feels good. And I don't have a beautiful penmanship, but when you're holding a really beautiful pen that feels right in your hand, your penmanship changes. It's kind of like us, right? Think about the symbology of what I'm saying. We talk so much. My gosh, I have to roll back like months to get it. Where is it? Actually, you know what? I should just look at the pictures we've shared because it will pop up. Oh gosh, there's gazillions of those too. Oh, Lisa, where is it? Take a breath. Breathe right now. Breathe. Why isn't it popping up? Did it go away? It must have gone away. How sad. Well, the pen itself was made out of wood, and there was the cat that sat on top, and the little thing on the side. Like, this is one of the pens that I hold that feels so good in my hand. This, the little clip, is the cat's tail. And I said, what a beautiful way to connect to nature and the one that you love, right? You're holding that in your hand. You're writing your thoughts, your creativity, your wisdom is coming from you. You're connecting with spirit, your higher self, and you're holding that in your hand, and it's made of wood. That is a gift, right? It's beautiful. That's one way to connect. So something is about to happen for you that you're going to learn new things. You're going to trust your own abilities. You're going to be confident, because look at this. This is going to instill you with the confidence. You're not going to give in to anything that makes you feel confused or doubt or worry. You're not going to, because you're being imbued by this energy. So stay alert. You're going to find yourself going back to your own true self. But you have to first consciously turn away from the noise of the world. My landlord was talking about, he always talks about moving back to Oceanside. He calls it ocean crime. That should be your first clue, right? And I said, it's not the way it was before. And his neighbor, he doesn't listen to me. He listens. And his neighbor said, it's not the way it was before. Now he listens. And I said, just driving from here down to the 2 streets down, he loses his cool because he can't handle all the people around. And I said, you'd lose your mind. It's just like I always say, the farther I move away or drive away from a city or a populated area, the calmer I become. So that's what they're telling you. Look at this. You don't see cars and buildings all around here, do you? So you're going to find yourself coming back to yourself if you turn away from this outer world. And your own wisdom that's within you, you have to allow that to guide you, not what other people have to say, because that's how they feel according to how they see the world, right? And if they don't see the world the way you see the world, they're not going to understand what matters to you, and the advice that they give you is going to be wrong for you. So either connect with people that have the same type of mindset and belief system, but first just go in here. How do I feel about this, right? You're guided to do this. You know yourself. You do have the courage to move forward. You do have the ability to lift the veil away from what you have been taught or what other people have deceived you into believing. Because we do get that. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be, vicious people. It just means that it's deception because they don't see it through the eyes of a spiritual person. And even a spiritual person that has a different viewpoint isn't going to see it through the eyes that you're going to see it. Your soul knows what your soul's path is. So be brave, move forward. Listen to what your higher self is telling you. Embrace Gaia and allow Gaia to embrace you. It makes perfect sense that we chose it from a self-charging crystal, right? That's where you need to connect to yourself, self-charging crystal. That way you get clarity of mind and you understand that you are the creator of your dreams, right? So let's go to the Aventurine crystal and we'll go to the crystal oracle. This is working out well. I need a drink of my alkaline water. I mean, there's no mistake that they call this apple cider vinegar with the mother the most healthy one, right? Oh my gosh, that tastes so good. My face is very dry here in California. It's really strange because it's not strange, I understand what it is, but you would think that my skin and hair would be worse in Arizona, but it's not. Because yes, it's dry heat there in Arizona, but here there's tons of bleach in the water, and my face is like crepey. It's embarrassing. It needs to stop. And I realize that everything's on divine timing, right? On a time schedule, and I'm not going to get there any faster than I'm supposed to be there. But I keep being led towards Sedona, yes, but the forest obviously makes me cry, right? Correct for neutrality. Wow, these cards are huge. I don't know how I'm going to shuffle these. Oh my. I have to do it that way. For those who chose the Aventurine crystal, shoot, I don't know what I chose. I take all these messages anyways, but clearly I choose the green man of the forest, and I will choose the oak ends, the pair. All right. For those who chose, I can't do it. Look at the size of these cards. And look at my hand, right? Hard. Oh my. Tell me when I've got them shuffled enough, Father. Correct for neutrality. So this is the Crystal Ally cards. Is ally spelled with one L or two? Ally. Ally. Crystal Path to Self-Knowledge. I don't even know where I got this. It's an old deck. For those who chose the Aventurine. Wow. Obsidian. Protection. Obsidian is the black. I told you I wear black because of protection, right? So right now protection is necessary. There looks to be fiery arguments around a situation. It looks like molten lava. It could be passion. Maybe you need to control a passion. Maybe there's going to be a temptation. You need to protect yourself in some way, for some reason. So obsidian, black obsidian. It's definitely of the fire element, which would I have known that? Would I have known that? Protection element. Because there's wind, water, fire, and protection. But I'm looking at the lava, and the lava is definitely fire. So is it saying fire sign, protect yourself? Or is it saying protect yourself from a fire sign or from a stormy situation? No, not stormy. It's worse than a storm. It's literally a volcano erupting, right? What do you see when you look at this card? Yourself. Because I have what I have to say to you guys, but you need to look at this yourself and ask yourself, what does this mean to me? Your own intuition needs to come into this. It looks like a very craggy mountain. It looks like what I was just looking at, these mountains in Utah, the very, very ragged, sharp mountains that I was looking at. Interesting. And it's almost as though, you know what it looks like? It looks like to me like the eclipse energy. Remember the card that we got about the eclipse? And how the sea was red? So it's emotional energy that's very, very stirred up at this moment. Sharp words. Protect yourself from sharp words. Protect yourself from flashes of temper, from being too hasty. I'm just reading this card right now. Careful of your words, because we're in Mercury retrograde and words can be misunderstood. Be careful of, oh, I know what I'm looking at. See the mountains, how sharp they are? And the color of the water? So be careful of sharp words, because you could hurt the way you say something. You have to be careful of how you say something, because it could be very sharp and cutting. It could hurt yourself or it could hurt another. Hard rock. So don't be so hard in the words that you choose. Hard rock. Hard rock. I'm just hearing Hard Rock Hotel in Vegas. So be careful of the words that you speak. Be careful of how forceful you are in saying something. And that ball that's right in the center. So it could be not necessarily even just be careful, well, you have to for yourself, but be careful about what's coming at you. Like this ball may be flying towards you, right? Because what we see here is this ball, this obsidian, which would be you because this is your stone. You're up safe on that craggy mountain, away from that lava, right? You're protected from that lava that's free flowing. So it's showing you the protection in the face of danger. Everyone knows, and if you don't know, I'm here to tell you, obsidian is about protection. It's always been about protection. People make tools out of obsidian. They make pieces of jewelry out of obsidian. Since the ancient times, it's been revered as a crystal of protection. It's a talisman to keep you protected from negative experiences. I like this idea. I had a client yesterday talk about ayahuasca, and I was saying, I was telling her a long time ago, she says, my boyfriend wants me to do this, and I said, I don't do ayahuasca because I am such an open, sensitive empath that I take on so much energy as it is, and to be in a room full of people that have their crowns blown open, all of their energy and toxic crap and everything that comes from them comes out, and anything that's around can go back into your crown. You can't protect your crown while it's blown open. There is no way in hell I would do ayahuasca unless I was with the love of my life, alone, way out in the forest, away from anyone and anything. And I tried to explain this to her, and she kept doing it. And so yesterday she said, or the day before, she went again and she did this, and she said she felt pure evil around her and she was terrified and she couldn't get back. And I said, see, that's the problem. When you're under the influence of this herb, which is like a drug, you can't control it. When it lets you go, that's when it stops. You can't say, okay, I'm done, let's turn this off. And so if I can't control what's going on in my crown is not protected, that's not happening. It's not going into me. It's certainly not around anyone else, right? And the energy that it opens up. But Black Obsidian is also to help you close any tears in your auric field. Sometimes we aren't aware. Somebody said to me, and after I told her that, she goes, wow. And I said, think about the way I am. You know, you see how I act. You see how I dream for other people. You see what I pick up. I am so sensitive that if I see an advertisement of an animal being hurt, just a picture or even words about it, it takes me hours to release it because I feel such extreme pain and hurt and anger that I can't push it away. And I said, and she says, oh my God, she goes, I knew that you were very sensitive. I didn't know it was so difficult for you. It must be hard to live that way. And I said, it is, it's very hard. That's why, and she says, I guess, you know, you've learned how to protect yourself. And I said, I do know how to protect myself, but when I'm tired, when I get weak, when I get run down, I get weak. Your auric field starts to tear, right? Which means anything can leak in, can pollute your mind, can get negative thoughts into you. You start, and it's not so much that somebody evil's gonna go in and start whispering in your ear. Your own evil thoughts start whispering in your ear because you're no longer protected. You've got this negative, toxic energy coming in, and it messes up your head. And so it's as I said to her, that's why it's so important, why I keep myself away. I don't go to bars. I don't go, it's very rare that I go out to places like that. I always go out into nature. You guys know where, and look where I don't want to move it, but where I live, you guys know where I live, right? I'm up in a tower surrounded by trees and nature. I don't have people in my home and there's no way I would have clients come into my home, but you come into my home. This is a window to the world, right? All of my clients are a window in. So it's very important. That's why I said the things that set on my desk, my amethyst is protection. My selenite is clearing and protection. My Buddha is asking me to remain peaceful. Archangel Michael sits here as a very powerful symbol that I am protected. I sit here at an oak desk. This is important for me as well. I'm connecting to the earth, working at this oak desk. All of the things that I do, there's reasons for it. I wear the crystals. Right now I'm wearing my goddess crystals, the moonstones, right? Connecting to my highest power. And this is what this person is doing. They're keeping themselves in a place of safety, turning away from toxic energy. And the obsidian that you would wear helps the stray energies, right? The little floating around energies from coming in and attaching to you, because they will. And it's toxic noise pollution. I think I can show you without destroying everything. See right next to me all of those cacti? That cactus family is there for a reason, because I realized that it absorbs electromagnetic energy from computers. And I sit in front of a computer every single day, all day long, right? And that's toxic. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. I guess you're supposed to come closer. Okay. And so I'm surrounded by that because that keeps me safe. And also the prickles on the cactus, it's another, it's a symbolic message to stay away, right? It's protection from me. So when you're around a lot of people, that's energetic noise and debris. It's toxic, whether they're being happy or not. It's just a lot of energy. So it creates a frequency around you. My girlfriend Erica gave me a Black Obsidian pendant. I love it. I wear it sometimes. It's an oval, and I have a ring too, but it's too big for me. I have to get it sized. And for my grandson, hematite is another protective stone, but Black Obsidian is definitely, it works with dark energies. And if somebody is psychic attacks are happening, it works against that as well. So it creates this protective field around you. So you could be in this environment, a toxic environment with this around you. Maybe it's your family, maybe it's people you work with, and it stops them from sucking you in to their toxic energy, right? It helps you cut cords, etheric cords that will bind you. You remember how all of the chains were falling off of me? My cords were being cut. I was asking for assistance. I mean, if you can see my guide, who I work with every single day, look at the size of his sword, right? That's a dagger. That sword slices through all the cords, and you ask Archangel Michael to help you cut through any etheric cords that others may have attached to you, because they are draining you energetically, right? So this Black Obsidian, it's a great crystal for you to get. You can keep it, put it in your bra, get a bracelet, get it on a necklace, get some earrings, and help prevent others from attaching themselves to your aura, because they could be doing that and draining you without you even realizing that's what is taking place. Why am I feeling so fatigued? I said that just to my landlord today. I've been so fatigued because I know who's draining my energy, right? So any fears that you have about absorbing negative energies, because sometimes people get over paranoid. Remember yesterday's reading? Don't go looking. Don't go looking now and seeing, oh my gosh, what's going to come and get me? No, we're telling you this is what you can do to prevent this from happening. Protect yourself. Put that intention on it. That's all. We don't want you to worry about it. We don't want you to get paranoid, right? But what's also about Black Obsidian as well as Black Tourmaline, and I have my crystals, I'll show them to you. They also absorb the negative energy and pull it away from you. So this is Black Tourmaline. Raw. Right? It's beautiful, isn't it? Black Obsidian looks like this as well, but they absorb the negative energy. So I think that this is being that this card came out and I'm doing the reading, I need more of this around me, so I'm going to put this on my desk. I'm always showing the crystals that I need to bring out, because often we are given a crystal, and then, well, today we're working with Aventurine as well, right? And we're working with Black Obsidian. So both of those crystals are important for us today. So understand that when we get this message, you have powerful allies that are next to you, right? This is your ally. And they've come to tell you that you are receiving protection about whatever the situation is that you're dealing with right now. So understand that you are receiving that protection. You don't need to be terrified. Use the power to cut away the difficulties. If you look at this, it's sharp, right? Like these rocks, like these mountains in the background, they're very sharp. So imagine those slicing through just hold this while you meditate, and imagine this protective Black Obsidian creating this field all around you, sealing in and filling in any holes in your auric field, and slicing away anything that tries and tempts in any way to attach to you energetically in a negative way, to suck your energy or to just put it on you, right? If you have somebody that constantly comes up every day to unload everything that went wrong so that they can feel better and then they leave, what's going to happen to you? You're absorbing that. You absorb that. And after a while, you crack. I don't know if you guys know about hematite. It does the same thing. And if you have a hematite ring, it will literally fall off. It'll break and fall off your hand when it fills with too much energy. So instead of having me absorb that toxic energy, I'll let the crystal absorb it. And then I have it sitting next to the Selenite tower that can charge it, clear it, cleanse it, power it, right? So Aventurine and black tourmaline or black obsidian for you today is very important, but specifically obsidian is what came forward. So if you feel if there's any type of danger in anything around you, that's your girl. It's also receptive, because this is it's teaching you, wow, my solar plexus is literally spinning 100 miles an hour right now. It's spinning so fast. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster. Song right now. It started when you said hello. It just did something to me. I've been in a daze ever since the day that we met. I'm feeling that energy. I'm feeling that energy. You took the words right out of my mouth without even trying. I love that. Isn't that neat? Because it's like I was at a loss for words, but also it means somebody connected with somebody that when they spoke, the words that they felt came out. Isn't that incredible? That's what I'm feeling right now, that connection. So, obsidian is the power of the receptive individual. Its greatest strength is absorbing the other energy that others might use to their own benefit. This is so freaking powerful. So let it receive. Let it receive their negative energy and fill it up instead of touching you. And then stand back and then be receptive to what's good that wants to come to you, that's not now being blocked by this other energy. This energy that you get from this stone of the earth, from Gaia. Notice our theme today, right? This is going to guide you to the proper actions that you need to take. And when the opportunities come, the opportunities arise in front of you, because there is an opportunity coming for you, right? This is going to be the one that you've been waiting for. And when it's time, you'll know it's time to act. So there is a affirmation. It works with your root chakra, which is how your foundation, you stand on your root, right? I am protected and provided for by the receptive power of the universe. That's your affirmation. Oh, I like using these. Isn't that cool? Should we use a different deck? Yeah, we got to go to the feathered omens. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3 different decks. So now we go to, I just looked at the obsidian thinking it was one of our choices. So we did Selenite, we did Aventurine. Why did I hear aquamarine? Because that's the stone I'm supposed to have. I'm supposed to have an aquamarine. I don't have one. My little sister had one, and it was my ring, and somebody stole it. Her boyfriend. Her boyfriend, when she died, he took her ring. It's got to be right here in front of me. The green man of the forest is one. And the pair. Okay, so the green man of the forest is going to be spoken to with the feathered omens. Before I do that, I'm going to get a drink. I know you're going to go and get angry at all my honesty. You know I tried. I hope I don't run out of time. I need a referee. I need one more shot at forgiveness. I know you know I made those mistakes 100 times. Not once or twice, probably 1,000,000 times. Let me redeem myself. Because I need one more shot at second chances. Is it too late to say I'm sorry? Is that a theme today in our reading? No, it's not too late, right? As long as you come forward with sincerity and honesty, wearing your heart open and on your sleeve, I don't think it's too late to say you're sorry. Not to me. I know I let you down. Is it too late to say sorry now? No. Correct for neutrality on all levels. I speak for myself. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the green man of the forest, I did. Correct for, I love my desk. Thank you, Spirit. I love my desk. And you know what's amazing? Did I say this yesterday in the reading? It's super light. It weighs almost nothing, which is amazing. You take the drawers out and it weighs so little, and it's such a compact little thing. It could go in a motorhome. It could. Because I would strip the motorhome of what they do, and I would put my own antiques. It would be like a little antique mobile on wheels. That's what I want. Filled with plants and crystals. Ooh. And dream catchers. And wind chimes. And a little deck above where I could put my plants, my potted plants. And a little drop-down porch off the back where I could also put plants. Look at me creating my little motorhome on wheels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the green man of the forest. Oh, wow. Okay, you guys. How can I prove this? Well, two popped up. See? And one of my clients is going to be really happy to see this. And interesting, Macaw came for another one of my clients this morning in reverse, and it's in reverse as well. But Peacock is upright. Her and I, it's all about the peacock. And the peacock is the bird that it resembles most the phoenix rising. When I went up to the not the giant sequoias, Santa Cruz, I went and stayed in a little town called Boulder, and they have a peacock that's traveling around. There was a pair, and the female got hit by a car, and they never got him a new girlfriend, and he cries. He calls for her all the time. He's like a ghost wandering, looking for her. But he's a pure white one. He's an actual spiritual guide, and he stayed right in the little area where I was camping. It was amazing. So the peacock speaks about, because it resembles most the phoenix rising, it speaks about resurrection. It speaks about coming back again, which is appropriate for the fact that we're in Mercury retrograde right now. And you know, I mean, everyone, the peacock feathers, I've got peacock feathers up on my wall. I've got his peacock feathers on my wall. I'll show you my hat. When I went up on that quest up to, where was I going? I guess I was going to Santa Cruz at that time, and I picked up feathers. I was at Moonstone Beach, and I was at San Simeon and Harmony, and all the way, right? I did both. I did a quest in one direction, and then I came back on the coast. And this is one of his tail feathers that he left me. Isn't it beautiful? And these are the pheasants, and I've got a raven, and I've got a vulture, and I've got doves, and I've got seagulls, and I've got the eucalyptus. I freaking wore this hat when I was up there. I did readings with this hat on. You want to talk about eclectic? That'd be me! Okay. So, the peacock, think about the beautiful color. The rainbow, right? The rainbow after the storm, right? After good things to come. It talks about, because it's talking about resurrection, something has to die before it's resurrected, right? So there would be death, resurrection, rebirth, right? That's what's going on in this situation. And if you don't understand that you have to go through this symbolic or metaphorical death before you can be resurrected, please understand that. Understand that has to happen. And if you fight that or don't realize you've got to go through this process, you're going to deal with depression and anxiety. Something has to die first. A part of you has to die in order for the new in you to be reborn, right? So what it's telling you is whatever condition you're in right now, it's a temporary condition. You may be going through a metaphorical death of some sort. And the appearance now is a reminder that anything that was lost to you previously, they're giving you a time frame with this one, which is what I love. I love time frames because so rarely do we get time frames from spirit. Anything that was lost to you or that may be lost to you in the next month or two is going to come back. It's going to be replaced by something more beneficial, more wonderful. You may be about to lose something or just have, and you think you're just devastated and you can't understand. I worked so hard, I put so much into this, and I've lost this, but what you've lost is going to be replaced by something better. As I said, the phoenix rising. So this is rebirth and resurrection. No matter what is going on in your life right now, this is a promise of rebirth and resurrection. And you may not know how it's going to happen, but it is going to happen. It's coming. Yay! Now, macaw, the parrot, if you look at the macaw, this is a very brightly colored bird, and you hear it. It's noticeable, right? It's loud, it's noisy, it wants everyone to see. It's basically, hello, see me, here I am, right? And it's talking about expressing yourself in that way, colorfully. But you got it in reverse. I got it in reverse. I chose this item as well. So they as far as intelligence, they have the emotional intelligence of a 2 or 3 year old child. So you imagine what a 2 or 3 year old child understands, right? They're very responsive to the energies and things around them. Their emotions are very responsive. At 2 and 3 years old, you don't have the reasoning, right? This is in reverse right here. So your emotions might be coloring your idea of the truth of a situation. You're emotionally involved or emotionally upset about something. And your perceptions possibly, maybe you're only seeing what you want to see. You're not seeing the truth of the entire situation. So because they are so colorful and they draw attention to themselves, right now you're being told to be careful of what you say, be careful of what you're doing, because people are noticing. They are noticing you. They're noticing everything about you. They're noticing the good that comes out of your mouth. They're noticing the way you dress. You know what? You know what's wrong is these straps are too long. I need to, hold on, I gotta fix this. Because my dad told me what that brother said to him, I've always been paranoid about my boobs. Paranoid. I'm always checking them. And I think that's really funny because all of my friends that had no boobs, that went and bought boobs, they have them like spilling out, and I'm like trying to tuck mine in. Because that's from my childhood, right? That's like a negative. But I'm not here to promote, to show off my body, right? I'm here to be a guide and a channel and to teach. So the emphasis is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be on what's coming out of here and on this, right? So be careful of what you say. Be careful of how you appear. Be careful of how you address individuals. At this time, I spoke about this earlier today. You got to be careful about how you use your speech. You've got to be careful about how you use what you get psychically. Even if you pick something up, you may have to be careful of who you say it to or how you speak about it. And if you misuse it, it's going to come back to haunt you. So if you pick up on things psychically, secrets, and you tell the wrong people or you use them to your own advantage in a negative way, you're going to burn yourself. Right now, if you act inappropriately, inappropriate displays of emotion, people are going to notice that too. That person is a little bit imbalanced. That person has got a fiery temper, right? Lisa, oh God. So just understand that we are in control of how we express ourselves. Be on your best behavior, and just your intentions are what you need to ask yourself. What is my intention here? And what is it that I need to work on? Well, we just got a message about what we need to work on, right? So, for those who chose the fleur-de-lis with the daisy center sitting upon the Queen of Thrones, what do we have down here? Baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. So see, it's also a positive. I'm glad this song came on. It's also a positive. It's also show. People are looking at you. So use your platform in a positive way. Show what you've got. Show the ability. Show your knowledge. Show what your intention is. Show where your focus is. Show what matters to you. Show that. If people are looking at you anyway, you might as well have them look at you and see you for the truth of who you are, right? Promote yourself in a positive way. In a way that shows others that you want to help. You're here to help. I got Heal Yourself. I know we've used it recently, but we're going to use it again. So, I love this deck. I looked at this deck for a really long time before I bought it. And I just like reading pictures. I like to, I read pictures. I read everything. I was talking to my friend Lisa, and she was saying how her brother brings home burls, like wood, right? From cut wood. And she says he sees things in them. And I said, I do too. I see things in everything, right? Spirit is constantly trying to speak to us, trying to give us information. And whatever your higher self sees, that's a message for you. It's trying to tell you something that you need to understand. Let me just put these away. I'm anal about keeping things clean and organized. I love this goddess deck. Can't believe it. It was in the back, way behind where I couldn't see it. So now it's out in front where I can see it. See, there you go. It was in the back where I couldn't see it, but now that it's out in front where I can see it, I can see what's going on. That's talking about me too, right? Hidden away, but now that she's out in front, I can see her. I can see for myself what's going on in that person's mind. I can read that energy, right? Correct for neutrality on all levels. That's why when I went away for a while, Spirit said, go away for a while. Pull away from the internet. Don't do your readings for a while. And then come back. And then that presence will have been recognized. And there's a difference. You can see when people grow, right? How they change. I think I'm going to leave this one out today so that I can work with some other people with this deck. I'd like to do another reading for myself out of that one. I really like that one. So if anybody's interested in purchasing this deck, I don't even know if you can. It's old. By Naisha Asian. I'll show it to you. Right? The Crystal Ally. Crystal Path to Self-Knowledge. Okay.
I love my desk.
Can't tell you how many times today I've said I love my desk. So for those who chose the pair, that's funny. I'm gonna go get my Black Obsidian ring, and I think I'm gonna switch this one and put my Black Obsidian on for me today because clearly I need it. All right, my solar plexus is still spinning. I'm trying to ignore it. Correct for neutrality, which makes me think somebody's left me a message. Hold on. Since I turned my work line off. I can't find the pen link. Can you send it again? I want to show it to you guys. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the pair. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Song right now, I like that you're broken like me. You know, we're all a little bit broken. That's how the light gets in. Remember I said that the Grail Knight, when he comes forward, he's not all shiny. He's dusty and rusty and has dents in his armor. Someone once said to me, life's tough, better wear a helmet. I bet your helmet's got a bunch of dents in it. That's somebody who's gone through a lot and learned, right? That's somebody who's done the work. You don't want a knight in shining armor. I don't want a knight in shining armor. I want an emperor, but I don't want a knight in shining armor. I'll accept a knight, but he better be the knight, the Grail Knight. He better be the knight that comes forward with his head bowed before his father and says, I have conquered my demons, Father. Oh my God, this song's gonna make me cry. I'm going under, and right now it feels like no one's gonna save me. Oh, this song is extremely hard for me. I need somebody to hear, somebody to know, somebody to help, somebody to hold. It's easy to say. It's never the same. I guess I kind of like the way you numbed all the pain, but now the days bleed into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I guess I was getting kind of used to being someone you loved. I know that feeling. I'm going under, and sometimes now I feel there's no one to turn to. Spirit's always there. This song is also about a man who, his wife died. It's very sad. And she's not there. Somebody who probably had a very hard heart, strong heart, didn't let anybody in, and when he finally decided, okay, I'm gonna let you in, and she got sick and she died and he lost her. Brutal. Don't waste time. Time isn't promised to any of us. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the pair. Home. Perfect for this song. I'm looking at the Star of David as well. I tend to close my eyes, but it hurts sometimes. I fall into your arms. I'm safe in your arms. So someone's missing those arms. Somebody's missing home. Look at this one looking at the picture of someone that they love, and they're not there, right? We talk about home in regards to the ones we love, right? Home is where your heart is. You think about home as what you grew up with, your happy memories. Sometimes you think of home and it's not happy memories, but this one is looking longingly at a picture of someone who's not there. And right now there's a wounded child inside. And that wounded child keeps recreating a situation that's hurting. They're trying to get that healing to take place. This one is sitting in a dress of blue. This is a sad person, a depressed person, but this is a person that's truthful. This person needs to communicate, not just sit there and hold on to a picture of something. You need to speak. This is talking about a codependent situation that needs to be addressed. This situation, I spoke of this with several of my clients because it happened to me the other day. It happens to me all the time actually. these situations, these people who will poke at you, poke at you, poke at you, poke at you, poke at you until you lose your shit. And then you react. They know that. This person understands that because they understand fighting and anger. They don't understand love. They don't understand communication. They don't understand how to communicate with somebody who's trying to love them. They understand how to communicate with somebody who's berating them, who's putting them down, who's fighting, because that's what they grew up with. Life's tough, better wear a helmet. I didn't grow up hearing that. You know what I grew up hearing? Money comes, money goes, but it's always going to be there. Don't worry about it. It's just another day. Put your seatbelt on. Better a wrinkled dress than a wrinkled face. I grew up with lessons, wise messages, right? Better put a helmet on. Life is tough. That's somebody who was told life's going to bite you in the ass, right? That's a codependent situation. So are you provoking someone else in order to make them look more like your parent? You know, we fall in love with people that are mirrors of people in our lives, a mother or a father, right? So my father is very loving and compassionate, but he's very controlling, and he's got a vicious temper, and he's very prideful and stubborn and will stop speaking. My mother stopped speaking, gave the silent treatment. So it's funny, we're all often drawn, the woman is drawn to someone like the father, the man is drawn to someone like the mother. So what was your mother like? What was your father like? Are you trying to create that person in your partner, instead of understanding that those characteristics were dysfunctional characteristics? You don't want to provoke that person to be that. You don't want to bring that out in them to make yourself feel comfortable in that place, because you shouldn't be comfortable in that place. You didn't feel at home, did you? Were you encouraged? I bet you weren't. Your natural emotions were not encouraged. You were probably suppressed. You were probably ignored, pushed to the side, right? So that's not empowering. So you're encouraged now to take those feelings from inside of you and pull them out and throw them away. I don't want those feelings inside of me. That is sabotaging what I want in my life. Now, some people had an amazing home, beautiful, loving parents, and they're missing home. I want to go home. My mom and dad loved me. They supported me. They encouraged me. They were there for me no matter what. I can tell you that if I was in a desperate need and I went to my dad, he'd be there for me, no matter what I had said or what I had done. If I went with respect, he would be there. I told you yesterday, somebody needs to go to their father. I don't care what happened. That father loves you. They might have done something in a different way than they should have done it. But they only wanted to see you happy. They were doing it because they loved you. Maybe they didn't do the right thing. Something needs to be addressed here. You need to speak your truth in this situation, is what I'm being told here. Then you'll be able to release it. And if you can't go to your parents, if your parents are deceased and you're not able to do that, you can speak to spirit. You can speak to them in spirit. And you can say, I forgive that. At first, what you need to say is what I said. I did it. I said, you had no right to ever hit me. Never. You never had the right to lay a hand on me. You had no right to control me. You had no right to make my decisions for me. You had no right to treat me with disrespect when I have treated you with respect. I don't care if I'm your child. I'm a grown adult. I make my own decisions and I can choose what I want. I understand that's how you feel. And I respect your belief and you can do whatever you want in your life, but so can I, and you must respect my freedom of choice. I don't live in a communist country, right? And I haven't been raised in a family, well, I have. I was raised in a family where men were the head of the house and women were in subjection, but generally, subjection wasn't what happened. It was dominated. They were dominated, the females. I don't fly that. Homie, don't go that way, right? So there may be differences in your culture that you need to address. Lisa just sent me a picture of that. I want to show it to you guys. If you're ever thinking of getting somebody like a writer, oh, I just got myself a perfect idea for my friend's Christmas present. Did you send it? Here we go. I probably couldn't see it because you had to go to the link in order to see it. So I'll read it to you first and then I'll show it to you. The Cat Lover's Pen. You know why this happened right then? Because I was getting really emotional and Spirit wanted me to calm down. The Cat Lover's Pen in chrome and stabilized maple burl is the perfect gift for cat lovers. The North American maple burl have hints of red, tan, and rich gold and brown. Now think about the colors themselves. Red, that's your root chakra. That's your foundation, right? Tan, gold, self-worth, rich gold and brown. These are all earthy, pulling you down, getting grounded colors, right? The pen end features and end cap with a sleeping cat sculptured into a weaved basket with the kitty's full curved tail playfully falling out to act as the sturdy pen clip. The center band is wrapped with silhouettes of cat caricatures in different spirited positions and decorated with rope trim. The pen is engraved with a playful pattern of cat paw prints with rope trim. The pen is of medium weight and uses standard Parker style refill. A slight twist action is all that's needed to expose or retract the writing. Now that's a message in itself. A slight twist action is all that is needed to expose or retract the writing tip. Now if you have said something or done something, remember that song, Is It Too Late to Say I'm Sorry? Right? I've done this a million times. All of the songs are about someone, you're not here to help me, I miss you, right? I got used to having someone love me, but now this has happened. So do you need to twist something? It's just a slight twist. Do you need to change that? Remember the message we got, the twist in your tail you weren't expecting? The twist in the tail of this cat that you weren't expecting, that's the tail. The tail on this pen is in the twist of a cat's tail. See it? So Spirit is saying a slight twist is all that's needed in order to retract any statement written. Look at it up close. That's a beautiful gift for a writer, for a business person, for somebody to hold that needs to get grounded and connect with nature. And they're sitting inside an office, right? They're in a desk, but they need nature in their hand. You think about red for passion as well. And I'm looking at the colors in here. Look at the little paws. I mean, the whole thing just goes on, right? I'll put the link in the end of this for you guys. But I'm looking at the colors here. Oh my gosh, I see a rabbit. I see a perfect rabbit. I'm not going to show you where it is. I see a rabbit and I see a squirrel instantly. So I want you to look at the pen and see if you can see it. So the rabbit is very intuitive. The rabbit is very timid. Remember this person, this is how I feel. I've got all these emotions. I don't know how to express myself. Write them a card. Very simple. A twist in the pen, a simple twist is all that's needed to expose or retract what was said or done. I'm sorry. Can we meet? I miss you. Whatever it is, right? I love that. That came for a reason. I think it has to do with home. Maybe you need to write to somebody at home, right? I do. And you can write on the computer. I like handwritten things myself, but I said yesterday too, I haven't talked to my dad. I wonder how he's doing with his house. So I need to connect with my dad, with my roots. You think about your roots, the tree, the family tree. So instead of just sitting there longingly missing someone, suppressing your feelings, song right now. I'm hurting, baby. I'm broken down. I need your lovin'. I need it now. When I'm without you, I'm something weak. You got me begging? I'm begging on my knees. I don't want to be needing your love. I want to be deep in your love. It's killing me while you're away. I don't care where you are. I just want to be where you are. I just got to get one little taste. Sugar. Yes, please. Come and put your love on me. I'm right here. Because I need a little love, a little sympathy. Right? That's what's being said right now. Show me good lovin'. Make it feel right. Need a little sweetness in my life. Sugar, please. Won't you come and put your love on me? You know what I'm looking at? She's staying up late at night thinking about that. This is keeping you awake at night. You're not able to sleep. Why are you stopping? What is holding you back? Speak your truth. Look at the color of this dress. So if you did have a home that was wonderful and amazing, that's great. But for most of us, there was something madly lacking, sadly lacking. Maybe it was just that they were good people, but they were on a different level than you, right? Like my family was very religious and I have a spiritual way of looking at things, right? So maybe they just didn't understand you. And whatever was lacking has made you hurting, has made you uncomfortable. And it's imprinted on you. It's like a stamp that was put on you and you've been holding that. And it's on your nervous system. It makes you react, it makes you do things, it makes you push people until they react because you're trying to turn that girl into your mom. So you can understand that. I don't understand that. It makes me nervous because my mother wasn't like that. So I don't trust that. But you're hurting, clearly, right? It's dysfunctional, what you were dealing with. And it's coming up to the surface so that you can deal with it, because it's keeping you away from who you want to be near. I gotta be a man. There ain't no other way. Because girl, you're hotter than Southern California day. And I gotta tell you, it's 105 out there. I don't want to play no games. I don't gotta be afraid. Give me all that shush. You don't got your makeup on. You're my sugar. Oh man, I got chills. That's pretty amazing. So maybe the ones that were supposed to be your guardians, maybe they weren't even your mom and dad. Maybe you were raised by a grandparent or an uncle or an aunt, right? Maybe they didn't show you the love that they should have shown you. Maybe they didn't know how. I watched in a dream the people that helped them, and the man was all over the place, and the woman was very cold, and they didn't know how to express their emotions. They didn't know how to hug. I didn't grow up hearing I love you. It was hard for me to do it. I didn't grow up hugging my mom. And so I didn't grow up hugging my own kids after they reached a certain age. And it's hard because it's not their fault, it's me. And so when you're with the right energy, it encourages you to reach out. Like, I have friends that when I see them, I hug them all the time. I feel good with them. I'm comfortable with them. When you are comfortable, when you feel at home, those natural feelings come out of you. I told you, I think before, when I was with my spiritual twin the last time, I hadn't seen him actually it wasn't the last time, it was the first time he came back. I hadn't seen him in, oh God, so many years. And we really hadn't been in a relationship such as. And my body just took over, and I wasn't shy. And I'm normally very uncomfortable with my body, like very, and I wasn't shy. I took charge. I wanted to be there. My energy, I was so comfortable. He was like a pair of my favorite jeans. That's the energy. And at first I could see that he was uncomfortable, but it switched very quickly. He felt safe. Do you feel safe and at home where you are? The nervous system, from the dysfunction of whatever happened when you were in your home. Maybe you were abandoned. I was. My fathers ran away, both of them, right? Were you abused? I was. Were you sexually abused? Did you have an uncle or an aunt that molested you? A cousin? I had a cousin do that as well. So have the courage to take a look at what you have been storing inside of you that's turned you completely blue this way, that's caused you to react and act out. If you are with an evolved person, someone that's awakened, an awakened individual that understands why things happen the way that they do, they can show you a non-judgmental, kind way of looking at things, of showing you how to heal things. They understand that it's not that you're choosing to behave this way. It's not that you're choosing to hold back this way. They understand why this is happening. So you're not being judged for it, but you are expected to do something about it, because you're not a victim. You might have been an innocent child, but you're no longer that. Every day that you get up, you get a chance to start over and choose to be who you are. If you have had sexual abuse, you can have role playing take place. Now this sounds kind of kinky, and some people might like it. Other people do it for, and maybe subconsciously they're doing it for this exact reason. You can have the woman act like the mother and say, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Remember I told you when I was in the mountains and I was sliding down, and I was so scared that I wasn't going to make it out of that cave, and I held on. I was like leaning back like this, holding on, and I said to Spirit, hold him, the mountain needs to hold me and help me down. And as I slid my way down, and it was like silica sand on my bare feet. It was gnarly. I mean, when I dropped my backpack, everything inside shattered. That would have been my body. You know, we're not immune from broken bones. So I was begging Spirit to help me, and I needed to talk myself down. Now imagine that in a metaphorical, symbolic way. You need to talk yourself down from that scary place. And I kept saying, as I inched my way down, good girl, Sherry. Good girl, Sherry. So you don't need another partner to play role play. You can do it yourself. Good girl, Sherry. I couldn't believe I said that. It was odd that I said that. And it took me right back to when I was just a little girl, and my mom said to me, good girl, Sherry. Because I didn't hear that for a long time. Right? So it triggers me, right? Good girl, Sherry. I am a good girl. And maybe you were told that you're not. Maybe you were told that you were bad because you did this or you did that. I carried a scarlet letter on my back my whole life. Mortified because I had been married more than once, but nobody knew why I'd been married more than once. Nobody knew that I was forced to marry someone. Nobody knew that one of my husbands molested my child. the other abused me. You don't know why, right? If you were to say to a man, how many people have you slept with? How many relationships have you had? Or how many non-relationships have you had? One night stands. All of a sudden, that letter that I carried on my back, it freaking slid off me. I had somebody call in on my work line and said, I'm on the dating world and I'm going online and I'm really embarrassed because I've been married more than once. And I mean, shouldn't I tell them? They ask. And I said, it's none of their business. If you get to the place where it looks like you're going to see one another again and it starts to get serious, then you can tell them. It's none of their business what happened in your life. None. But I always felt obligated to be honest and open with them. Well, what if they had a problem with somebody who was married before? Well, maybe that's something they need to get over. Maybe that's a block that they had put on them since childhood. Because you don't know why somebody went through what they went through, right? Don't judge another, lest you be judged. So right now, action that needs to be taken, allow someone to role play or do it for yourself and tell yourself that you are lovable. And spend time communicating with that child that was not taken care of. That's why when I talk to my spirit cats, my Sammy, that's my twin. I tell him all the time, what a good boy, you're such a good boy. It's okay, you don't have to be afraid of me. I'm not gonna hurt you. I will never hurt you. I love you. He's been abused, very abused. He doesn't trust, right? But when I talk to that cat, I talk to my twin. But I also talk to myself when I talk to the other cats that are me. All of my cats are shy. All of my cats have been abused. There's no mistake that they came into my home because this is a home they're going to be loved and they're going to have somebody that treats them with patience. Willow she eats and she gets anxious and then she gets upset and she throws up her food. She doesn't sit or walk on the floor. Something happened. She probably was kicked when she was on the floor. So she stays up in high places because she feels safe. Think about that. Somebody who stays up in the mountain or stays up like that Black Obsidian person that stays up there, up amongst those craggy mountain rocks because it's safe there, right? So she's on my beautiful bedspread, my very expensive bedspread, and I realize, oh great, she threw up all over my bedspread. I never yell at her. I would never hit her. She's nervous. She got upset. What happened if your child got upset and threw up in the bed? Has that happened to you? Because I've been through that, where you got hit. My dad peed the bed when he was young. He had a very abusive, very abusive alcoholic stepfather. Now, they ended up being extremely close and he loved him very much, but while the man was drinking, he was very abusive. And the mother was very militant. They were German and they were very militant. And my father kept wetting the bed. And he was an adult in their eyes. He was like 12 or 13 years old, and when he would have these nightmares, probably about what happened when he was younger. He's very sensitive. He peed the bed. And when he came home from school one day, his mother had laid his sheets over the railing for all of the neighborhood's kids to see as a sign. He peed the bed. He was mortified. He was shamed. So if you have been shamed in a way like that, you make sure that you are in a place where you're comfortable. And maybe that's your fear. I don't know if I can trust because of what's happened. Well, then you need to do the inner work to work on your own inner child and say, you are safe. You are loved. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone. I love you, Sherry. I trust you. I forgive you. I am ever patient with you. I am. You do that and you look at yourself in the mirror while you do it. All right, you guys, that was it. Song right now. I always make the same mistakes. I'm bad in love. I know you think I'm going to run away when things get tough. This person talks about all these people that they used to know, and now this girl, and I like that girl, and I like this girl in Los Angeles, but she fell in love with little white lines, cocaine, right? And then there's this one girl. We looked really cute, but we both had better things to do. I always think about her when I'm coming through. So now I hear I'm coming through again, and I think to myself, I'm bad in love. I'm bad in love. I know you think that I'm going to leave, because you always have, right? Think about it. All right, you guys, we're at a wrap. I got to get back to work. I hope you enjoyed that. I did. It was great. Always ends up being quite emotional for me. And now I got to go hug my cats, all of them. I love you guys. I'll speak to you again soon. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.